everybody else is doing the mosted, stay posted.
Alright, man, well, we're back for another episode. Episode 5, post-up show. You know what I'm saying? We got some general topics. It's not really a popping week for hip-hop. Some shit going on here and there, but we got some, topics that we want to talk about. So, you know what I'm saying? Judah Moscato, got Dillinger over here, Keys, Prestigious, you know what I'm saying? The whole crew here, so, you know what I mean? Echoes behind the camera. So, we're about to get into this first topic. Prestigious, what you got for us?
Break it down.
Okay, boys and girls, let me tell you a little tale about white celebrity tweets. If you're a white celebrity, especially an older one, just don't tweet, please. This all started with Trump, the whole presidency, but I'm going to skip that. Then we had Roseanne, who claimed she took Ambien and was talking about some lady calling her a monkey, this and that, and then she lost her show. That should have been an example. So now most recently, Bette Midler, do you know what she tweeted? This is what I was trying to explain earlier. She tweeted because after the Kavanaugh thing, she was salty about it. Alright, it happened, we're all mad about it, but please stay off Twitter if you are in your feelings. She said that women are the N-words of the world.
How does that even compare?
Exactly.
And a woman said that about other women?
This is the thing, though. I kind of get what she was getting at, but it was a very, very poor choice of words. So it's like, if you're in your feelings and you're an old white celebrity, please save the tweets to yourself. Just wait. Think with a cool head. So really think about what you mean. All right. I know she wasn't trying to mean it in a racist way. Hopefully, I don't think anybody else did. But it's just the poor choice of words. And then also the other thing I was saying too is that before I'm done with this, let me pass it to your thoughts about the subject. The American Music Awards, was it that just passed the other day?
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, when she won her award for whatever she won, she said, "Hey, this was voted by 8 million people. You know what 8 million other people can do as well? Vote." Again, it goes back to after the Kavanaugh thing.
That is funny.
You want to tweet out that this whole presidency doesn't respect minorities or women, blah blah. You only mention minorities now because it affects you. Let me sneak that in there to get the backing. Yes, it was good because I guess voter registration went up since she said that and tweeted out what she tweeted out. But it's don't add minorities in there when you weren't saying Black Lives Matter and all this other stuff. You could have leave us out of it. Leave us out of it.
Don't use us to get votes for your side.
Exactly. Don't use our plight for your. Now
you see King Misogynist is getting in there. They get their Power Rangers assembled.
This is the thing though. You could have easily if you really felt minorities that you're being attacked. We had a whole Black Lives Matter things for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
They really had this going on. You could have said something then, especially this is the problem too when you were doing songs with Kendrick Lamar and you're already accused of being a culture vulture for your some of your music being more hip hop inspired than country when you first came out.
As far as Bette Midler goes, I get where she was going. It's just like how Bill Maher got in trouble for saying the N-word too.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was just a bad joke. That's a joke you tell your friends, not on national TV.
Exactly. But my point remains the same with both of them. It makes sense. It's right. You're just the wrong messenger to say that. You can't say that. As a white woman that has white privilege, you can't say the N-word of whatever because you know nothing of the struggle about it. You can see it on TV, but you don't know nothing about it. It's similar to the woman's struggle, but it's not exact because the last time I checked, women weren't enslaved for 400 years plus. They were designated as, in law, as 1/5 of a person or 1/3 of a person or whatever. So there were laws similar, women couldn't vote and all that other good stuff.
Yeah,
so
men could beat them. Yeah, it was close. It was close to it.
It's close, but it's not quite there. And if it was a black woman, nobody would have said nothing.
That's a fact.
There's a white woman saying it. You just can't be the one to say that shit. And as far as, Taylor Swift, I don't have a problem with it because I'm the person on here that feels like you should vote for your interests. The people that are in power now, they don't give a fuck about women. They don't give a fuck about black people. So women should be voting against the people that vote against their interests. Black people should be voting. I put up a post, you know what I'm saying, on my shit. If you didn't like how the trial went, you should have voted. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like how they treat black people in this country, you should vote. You know why? Because in our past election, only 56% of the country didn't vote. Everybody abstained. Damn near almost half the country. And those are the same half of people that's like, oh man, Trump is this, Trump is that. You know what? If you would have got your ass up in November in 2016 and voted, we wouldn't be in this problem. And that's women too. And guess what? It was white women.
What is it? 56% of white women voted. Oh, 56% of women in general voted for Trump, right? Or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
but that's because they vote with their husband's interests.
Yeah. True.
So
yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's stupid.
Plus, like, this is another thing too. People overlook. It's like this. Like, a lot of people also voted for Trump because of the fact of, like, they're hardcore Republicans. Like, they're Republican to the death. Like, they'll vote Republican no matter who is Republican.
Mm-hmm. They fanatics.
And often that means that you're voting you're voting against your interests.
Yeah.
So if women want to come out and they want to say, "Yo, y'all we fucking up out here," like they about to take all our rights, you need to vote.
So, but I know one of you. I think it was you, Jeff, Keys, that you shared with the white woman. No, I told you about it. There's a white woman who was in front of her two daughters, and even said like, "Oh, women get groped all the time. It's no big deal. It's not a big deal."
Oh yeah, I saw that.
We talked
disgusting.
About
yeah,
disgusting.
It's like, so there are people that are just like, "Yo, this is not a big deal." Like, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, so just vote. If you don't
vote or die.
Vote. Yeah, that's literally It literally is that. Vote or fucking die. Like, I don't want to hear people complaining on fucking Twitter and Facebook that's not voting. Like, we did our job. Y'all got to do yours.
Nah, but I feel like you shouldn't. If, as a white person, out of respect, you shouldn't be saying stuff like that. It's insensitive. I told you about my supposed friend who blocked me because he called me racist.
Yeah.
I was trying to let him know. So
when it mattered to have an opinion on it, everybody was quiet. Why be all sensitive about it now? About who say what.
After the matter.
People died.
After the damage is done.
People were terrorized over that word. People died being called that. It was such a, it's derogatory, but you think of it as like people were terrorized being called that. And I mean, it's a struggle when you think about that word. It's a struggle throughout it all. So for that statement, I didn't hear it or read about it, but to say like women are like the niggas of the world, that's what it was like, niggas.
She said N-word.
N-word.
She wrote N-word, so she didn't actually say niggers or
she wrote
N-word.
We know what it meant.
We know what it meant.
Coonye West. I like that. Shout out to Prestige. It's just the part where my man was sitting there in the chair with the hat on. He said, "Yeah, wearing your hat made me feel like Superman." I was like, you see all these reporters over here just flicking away, shutter buzz, and this man is sitting behind the desk like a nice slave owner, just smiling, pleased that this coon right here is praising him. He was praising him. Praising him for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just so disgusting to me, like, just seeing it. Then when he went over to hug him, he said, "No, I love this man. I love you." The way he was like, yeah. Gave him a pat on the bicep like that. Like, yeah, that's nice. That's what he said. He said, "Yeah, that's nice." Yeah.
And that was the coldest shit I've ever heard, son. This is the only thing I really want to interject so bad in my life. I've never saw no one give someone a hug and say, "I love you," and then their response was, yeah, that's nice, and pat you on your fucking shoulder. I've never seen that.
No, that was the biggest curve of all time.
That was worse than a curve. Like, he was really like good boy. He really good boyed him.
He was in his place.
That's how I pat my dog.
Yo, when I was watching that, because I didn't see the whole thing because I just couldn't watch the whole thing. But like everything I saw, I was just surprised Trump didn't sit there and say like, "Yes, call him my boy" or something like that. Like, and then like have Kanye like shucking and jiving like.
Yo, I don't want to hear about Kanye. Like, I feel like right now Kanye and Kim K are like the two worst people.
Not to cut you off, but Kim ain't
even looking that bad.
None of this shit. Like
no, but still, like what she has done for women and how women look up to her and women like that's like the role model. And now Kanye, what he's doing, I feel like them together,
that's true.
They like trying to trash the whole,
society.
Society. These new generation, these kids. Like I feel like they damaging like. They doing a lot of damage to these kids.
That's what I mean. I don't want to talk about him too much. I've been told y'all from when we did the first episode. I'm done with the nigga. Like I love all his stuff that he did before, and that's the Kanye that I know. And I'm going to stop supporting anything moving forward because this shit happened. Because when that shit happened with the slavery was a choice, everybody was like, "Oh, but he meant this, he meant that. We can't cancel him." Blah blah blah. And I said, "Okay, cool. I'm not going to support none of the new shit though." Then he comes and do it, and honestly, son, I felt sick watching this shit. And I've never, I guess, the same way you talk about the N-word and how older black people feel about that, and I can respect it. I really felt sick watching him, try to hug Trump and Trump, pat him on the side and say, and like he's saying, I feel like Superman with the "Make America Great Again" hat. It made me sick to my stomach. What I'm talking about is specifically watching a black man that had all this influence that, we looked up to. We thought he was our Superman in certain respects. You're a producer. When you think of a Superman producer, you think of Kanye. You know what I'm saying? When you think of somebody who's elevated fashion, who's elevated art, who's elevated all these things. For you to be like cool with the enemy and be cooning in front of him in the White House of all places. Pro-black. Your grandfather was arrested for the sit-ins. Your mother was a pro, she was a Black Panther. Like, and to be in the White House cooning in front of this despicable dude, I couldn't watch it. I could not watch it. I saw it all up on my timeline. I clicked on it and I felt sick. That's the only time I don't care about a lot of this shit that goes on in the media. This is the first time I was like, I can't even watch this shit. I feel sick.
When you think
that is true. I did turn it off like 4 times until he brought it to my attention. I saw the whole thing.
See, I mean, it's some shit that it's just like watching Kanye, right? Good way to put it. It was painful, just like you watching. Like think about in the 50s when on TV they showing black people hanging from trees. That should have been painful for them to see they folks, like people stand out there with children watching somebody get hung. People burning crosses on the lawn and stuff, like teaching that hate. And it's like with this dude, remember, even Obama knew he was a jackass. He called him that shit. He just knew. He's proven all of that shit, but look how he's really doing this. But I guarantee you, people still gonna cop his sneakers when they drop. No matter how many people feel a way about that. Oh, he was cooning this and this and that. You're not cooning about going.
Nigga, Jordan sales ain't go down. And everybody know that he owned prisons.
That's cool though, but you don't see him out there. Like whenever they do development, we're building shit and they put the shovel down. You don't see him there putting the shovel down.
He's not shaking the warden's hand.
That's true.
He's not shaking the warden's hand or trying to.
He's just making money on the low.
Yeah.
On the low.
But I thought you said you like Amber Rose more, and that's what Kanye is. He the Amber Rose of cooning.
Yeah, but when it comes down to this situation right here, this is a little bit too much. I guarantee you. I hate doing the race card and shit, but who you think is the most people that's buying this man's sneakers, his products and stuff, the clothes and all of that?
Black people.
Like a dumbass.
Look how you representing us, how you portraying us.
And I could deal with somebody being racist in front of me or being whatever they want to be in, because then that gives you the option to choose not to support them. I'm not fucking with no Yeezys. You won't see me streaming none of this nigga music. And I honestly didn't even want to talk about this nigga because I don't want to give this nigga any more exposure. And when you say it's not canceling somebody to just say that I'm not fucking with the whole, that's a circus. It's a fucking modern day minstrel show, which is see a black person cooning in front of the motherfucking president. He can't even get a real hug. He didn't even have the respect he didn't even have the respect for one of our heroes to stand up and give the nigga a hug. You know what I'm saying? My topic, I guess we could talk about, was going to briefly talk about domestic violence, but more on a situation. I don't know if you guys heard. Vic Mensa, the BET Awards happened, and Vic Mensa, he's had a long-standing beef with XXXtentacion or whatever, however you say it.
The man that died.
Yes. So there's a couple things to this. So I guess in his freestyle, which nobody's heard yet, by the way, in his freestyle, he mentions how, we're bigging up XXX as some, hip hop legend, and he's accused allegedly of, putting his hands on a woman, choking her, domestic abuse, basically. And basically, I guess in his freestyle, he was like, we haven't heard it, so I don't know what he said exactly, but I guess it was something to the effect of, we shouldn't be bigging up these guys that are beating on women. Now, mind you, his mom was in the crowd when he did this freestyle. He didn't know about that, at least that's what he said. So a lot of people were coming at him and like,
his mom was going to be in the crowd.
No, his mom was in the crowd. Yeah, his mom was in the crowd because she was accepted.
She accepted the award that he won.
He was in the back.
Yeah, well, they pre-recorded it anyway. So
but he was in the back. That's how they recorded him. You know he didn't know about that.
Yeah, so he didn't know about it, but people were getting on him about, and I guess these are two different arguments. One argument is like, why you speaking ill on a dead person. I really don't agree with like you can't speak ill of somebody because they're dead. Like if they did something wrong, they did something wrong. We trash Hitler all the time. Like ain't nobody defended Hitler. Not saying those two things are the same, but ain't nobody defending Hitler because he's dead. Like
that's a fact.
He did something bad, and we can speak about it. Like I don't agree with the whole don't speak ill of the dead. They're dead.
Man, Donald Trump dies. I'm still gonna say fuck him.
The person is dead. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like it's not going to bring them back. It's not going to change nothing. It's not going to change how you feel if he was doing something. When Bill Cosby dies, do you think any of those women are going to feel like better because he's dead? No. Like that doesn't change shit. So, what I'm saying? That's one thing. The second thing is a lot of people was mad at Vic Mensa because he had his own domestic abuse. He admitted, I guess on the Breakfast Club, that he choked his girlfriend or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they also called out the hypocrisy of how you could be supporting a hip-hop rapper or whatever that has domestic disputes. What people are saying is, what you have to look, everybody that's in the top has domestic disputes. Dre, DMX, Jay-Z's on camera punching a chick. On camera.
That's a fact.
Nobody brings that shit up.
That's a fact.
They think about the elevator. Remember when he punched that chick in the back?
I thought he mushed her.
Mushed her, whatever. If he mushed somebody today, they would be getting him all the way out of here.
That's true.
Like, so all of our top stars, look, Nas, you know what I'm saying? Khalees, I don't know if it's true or not, but Khalees
I don't believe Khalees.
Whatever case, it don't matter. It don't matter what you believe. It don't matter what you believe. She said it happened. So
yeah, but she said it happened. That's why I believe.
But what I'm saying is, if you are having a fucking an enlightenment moment and you decide that you want to cancel every rapper, you're gonna have to cancel a lot of niggas in the top spot, including your boss, because you work for Rock Nation and your boss is on camera mushing the chick. So you can't be talking about this kid over here and not bringing up everybody else, along with your past, whether you did it or not. Like we have to set a certain standard.
I thought his freestyle was against the drug usage.
I think it was, but most of it was to XXX, saying that we shouldn't be glorifying him because he choked out his girlfriend or whatever.
You don't know the whole story.
That's true.
Everybody always in general, like because he brought the Fab thing. I was just even sitting there thinking,
nah, that shit don't.
Anything with
that whole story,
you don't know what led up to that though.
Yeah, but that's
you see reports.
Part.
But I'm saying with any domestic dispute shit, unless you were a party involved, you shouldn't really be speaking on it because of the fact of like you don't know what happened. People can get pushed to the point where like how you say like we rather walk away from an argument. Some people like don't do that. They stick around. It gets heated. They lose control. All right. So it's like you can't really speak about that. Like rappers, think about this. Our favorite rappers are like killers and drug dealers for the most part. They rob people. They're not good people. You know what I'm saying when it comes down to it. So it's like, all right, so domestic dispute, you don't know what happened. Like for all you know, like it could have been a heated argument and you hit her on an accident, like allegedly, whatever. I don't know how you are, but either way, You still listen to people
Actually,
who kill
like,
each other. You don't
out
you don't
couple
cancel
times.
Jay-Z, but Jay-Z was talking about how like he used to sell crack to people,
Hey,
which I feel is like worse than like domestic dispute for them. Well, they're both bad, but you know what I mean.
They're mad that Vic Mensa is speaking up. First, I guess they're mad because it's Triple X, but they're mad that he's being a so-called hypocrite because he's hit women in the past. So you shouldn't be talking about the next person. That's one argument. The second argument is if you want to bring up people's past, then you need to bring up all of your peers' past and not talk about somebody that's dead. Because there's people that's living right now, Dr. Dre included, Jay-Z included, that have had domestic DMX,
Eminem.
Nas, Eminem, anybody at the top has had some type of domestic dispute.
Also,
Yeah.
How do you feel about Vic Mensa, you know what I'm saying, bringing up somebody else's domestic like past when he has his own
When he has
domestic
one of his own. That's
Yeah.
the biggest hypocrite. My man should never open his mouth, period. You know what I'm saying? That's straight up. It's like, yo, you throwing stones and you in a glass house. I'm not feeling that shit. And if I was a rapper that was in that Cypher, he would have got it. He would have got it too. Because number one, the man is dead. Like, what's the respect for that? Even if you was beefing with that man, he's gone. He ain't there to come back with a track to get at you. He's not there, and you disrespect his family. His mom's is in the back. You claim she wasn't there. It don't even matter if she was there or not. If she was watching that shit on TV, you still disrespecting her. Period.
Okay.
That's some shit you gotta let
would
go.
it change for you if he recorded this before he died?
If he recorded before he died, that's a different story. Then, nah, it'll be fit. Nah, cause you did the same shit. How you gonna judge this man and you in the same situation? That's like you saying, yo, I hate fucking murder. I hate murderers. Meanwhile, your wife is on trial for killing somebody.
And you
That's
did it.
That's a fair point. I mean,
Come on. I hate murder. Or I hate rapists. You know what I'm saying? Baby killers. Or meanwhile, you did something and now your child is dead or something like that. That's the biggest hypocrite. That's like you saying, yo, I hate drug dealers and shit like that. But once ago, before you got to the success where you are, you was a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Same
I
situation.
can't argue with that.
Yeah, I don't think that's cool. Even if he recorded it before and dropped it now, I still don't think he should drop that. Because to me, it just seems like you're just trying to get clout.
Should have edited that shit.
Huh?
Should have edited it.
Yeah, you should edit it. Plus, like, there's so much shit going on in Chicago that I feel like he could talk more about that, about all the violence and shit like that that's going on.
That's a good point,
As
bro.
opposed to, like, talking about domestic violence. Like, Chicago's in shambles right now. You know, you could talk about that. I don't know. I don't really listen to his music, so I don't know if he...
I don't even know
No,
that.
he talks about it.
And like maybe the reason why he also said that too is because not being a hypocrite, maybe he really does feel remorse for doing that, and like he's saying like, yo, this is wrong, we shouldn't be doing this.
That's a good point also. Just because somebody does something, it's sort of similar to when somebody does commit murder or they go to jail and then they come out and they tell the kids don't do that. So it could be I don't know. We don't know what that man's heart was when he made that rap.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be like, yo, I used to hit my girl. I don't think we should be glorifying that. It could
I could go with that.
I don't know. We don't know. And
If
we didn't
that's the
see the
case.
verse. We didn't hear the verse.
Right.
I gotta hear
feel
the
like it'll
verse.
change.
I gotta hear the verse, and I gotta hear like the way he says it, because I saw the apology. Like what he said, basically, in the apology was like, you know, I didn't know the mom would be there, which is believable. And then he said like, you know, I apologize for like, what did he say, like, I apologize for the fact that like he recently died or something like that. But then he said I don't take back the message. So maybe he does generally feel bad for that. And he's saying like, hey, this is wrong.
You can't nitpick.
Yeah.
You either have to be on the side of
Keep that same energy.
keep that
pretty
same
much. Just
energy.
keep that
And I
same
hate that
energy.
saying because I don't feel like you should keep that same energy
But
with everything. But it fits here.
It fits.
It fits here. If you don't like woman beaters, then you need to get off of Rock Nation. You need to not mess with nobody that's ever had that in their past. And then when you find out somebody has that in their past, then you can't deal with them. Just like you can't throw, you know what I'm saying, stones and you live in a glass house. You did it, and you want somebody to listen to you because you've elevated. So why not give this young man a chance to elevate?
Right.
So you stopped being a crackhead. You shouldn't no longer crackheads now.
Yeah.
You no longer Pookie. And now you looking at people.
He's the nigga that like works in the rehab center like that. Like,
Oh,
oh,
shit,
yeah,
no, niggas.
I used to be a crackhead just like you, but like, you know, I went to school, got an education, I'm clean.
That's like Nicky Barnes. Nigga was a dope fiend, went to
jail, came back and decided he didn't want to be, you know, the victim no more. He wanted to be what they thought. But he did. You know?
Yeah, that shit is hard. Man, that's so hard. But yeah, I agree. Like, I think it should be kept separate. You know.
Or you gotta keep that same energy. You gotta now he said that about XXX. I expect you to say that when Dr. Dre drops,
Yeah.
Eminem drops,
Everybody.
Jay-Z drops, all these
Every
people
time.
that you look up to and work with that have did something to women. I expect you to talk about them too. Like, don't just talk about somebody that some kid that can't do nothing to you. Talk about the people that could to blackball you.
And good luck. And good luck at that.
Good luck with your career after that. That's going to conclude the show. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, share that shit,
notifications.
man. Stay posted, you dig?
Share that.
Share that shit.
Share that. All right.
We're trying to get
stop being
monetized.
a hater. We see you. We see you not looking, not pressing like, not sharing that. Stop it, fam. Stop it.
Share that shit.
Share that
Stop being
shit.
stingy.
We're trying to get our likes to the double digits. Let's go. We need our likes to double digits at least.
We got you too. Once we make it,
shit.
you know.
We might have giveaways. Who
Exactly.
knows? Anything's possible.
But y'all being selfish. So
We're just trying to get monetized.
Same.
Damn, click play. Why is it
That's
so hard?
Stay posted, man.
You might learn something.
We out.